So yeah, this is just a follow-up to the upgrade video that I posted, you know, mentioning that I finally upgraded to the Sony A6700. And obviously people ask me what my setup's like now, because I've got the A6700. How have I got it set up in my current studio space? So it's still the same studio, but it's just a new camera. All I've done is replace the ZV-E10, and where my ZV-E10 usually used to go, which is right here, I've replaced it and put obviously the A6700. So nothing's changed. The lighting's still all the same in this room, but other than that, the setup is exactly the same. It's just the camera that's been upgraded. That's it. I've built it in such a way so that I'm very efficient in making videos. I don't need to start connecting things. I don't need to start thinking, oh, I need to do this, or I need to start messing about with tripods or anything like that. So it's mainly about being quite quick filming my videos. It's not a perfect studio. It's quite a small studio space, but what is a perfect studio? I don't know. To me, this isn't perfect, but what is that perfection? I don't know. To me, I've got everything that I need here. I've got my camera right there. I've got my microphone attached to that camera. I've got my desk mount. I've got my key light right here. And then I've got my ambient lighting at the back. That's it. That's all I need. I could use another fill light over here. I haven't switched it on. This is kind of like my entire setup, and this is what I usually do when I film my YouTube videos. The reason I've got this set up because I just want to be quick. So speed's one of my key things this year. I'm trying to post as much as I can on YouTube videos to be filmed quickly and consistently, which will allow me to be consistent. Sorry, I'm gonna be filming them quite quick, but at the same time that helps me to be more consistent, because on YouTube I guess I kind of struggle with being consistent, which you can imagine is kind of difficult. Filming long videos, then you have to edit them, then you have to, you know, go through all that process. But that's part of this journey, isn't it? That's why I wanted to set this up. So basically my camera sits on the corner of my desk. It sits right in the corner. I'm kind of like tilted. Really, my screen's here. So one of my screens is here, like my main screen is here, and then my laptop's in the corner over here. What I've done is I've used that as the corner for my filming, so the camera is there. For me, this setup works because I like this angle. It shows like the back, there's a bit of lighting, there's a bit of, you know, it just creates a bit of depth for me. It's kind of like the perfect angle for me. If I put the camera in the other corner, you know, you wouldn't see much. You just see the exit, you just see the door, that's it. So I felt like there's not much of a background, whereas here I've got it all set up and it looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing, should I say. Just kept it as this, so hence nothing's changed in the setup whatsoever. It's exactly the same, and it's gonna stay like this unless I move house or move, you know, I change my room or something. But this is gonna be my setup here. I might put a tripod here instead, or maybe I've got a bit of a room for a C-stand. Maybe I might put a C-stand up and maybe get some top down shot. I don't know. This is the setup that I'm dealing with at the moment, and this will be my setup going forward. Going to the settings now. A lot of people ask me about the settings of the camera. Because I want to be consistent with my YouTube videos and I want like a quick turnaround, I'm not filming this in S-Log or anything like that. So the settings that I'm using on my A6700 is completely standard. It's a standard profile, so no picture profile has been like, you know, put on or anything like that. It's just a standard profile. It's flat picture, that's it. Like I can't do much with this. Like it's literally all the settings are just baked into the camera and I'm just filming. It's because I just want to be able to film quickly. I don't want to do massive color grades or anything like that. I just want to film, get my message across, get that content posted, and that's it. It's just so that I'm more consistent, hence I'm not thinking about perfection that much. Perfection will come because I'm quite a perfectionist, but I'm trying to get out of that because I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I'll just quickly tell you, when I start thinking about perfection, I end up delaying the task that I'm trying to do. In this case, making a video. And because of that, it always stops me from creating that video. And then something happens and then 2-3 weeks go by, and then next thing you know, I haven't even filmed the video. So I'm trying to steer away from perfection and be more consistent. So to make it simple for me, I kept the settings very simple, and just, even though I'm in a studio space and I know I can get my exposure right and everything right as I want it to be in S-Log 3, and then all I need to do is get my power grade on my personal LUT and just put it straight on, and that's it. But I just felt like I don't want to mess about that much. I just want to film and I just want to get my content out there. Settings are completely simple, and I've got autofocus on. In terms of lenses, I'm using the 16mm Sigma 1.4, so you know, bringing in as much light as possible, and I can obviously adjust the exposure and stuff like that. Those are my basic settings for this setup. So yeah, like I mentioned, I'm using the Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens, and I think it's perfect in the studio space. It's got a wide angle, it's got very low f-stop as well, which brings in a lot of light, and it's just, for me, it's just perfect for this studio setup. So that's the lens that I'm using on here. That's it, that's all I need. I'm not moving the camera around, I'm not doing anything with it. That's it, everything's set up, I'm ready to roll, I can film away. Going back to the lighting's exactly the same, nothing's been changed. I've got my backlighting, the floating shelf LEDs, and then I've got my key light, which is just above here, 45 degrees from the camera and just pointing downwards, and that's literally my lighting. There's nothing special about it, it's a 2-light setup. So yeah, this is a video that I just wanted to create to show you guys how the A6700 is set up in this little studio space, because a lot of people asked, got a lot of DMs on Instagram asking me, how are you using the A6700 in your studio space? I think people thought that I might be changing it around or whatever, but I haven't. There's nothing special about this, it's just a simple setup. This is my current workflow for making long form content. There'll be a lot more A6700 videos popping up, so I've got a few ideas in the pipeline that I'm going to film videos on the A6700, and hopefully you guys get to see it as well. And I can see that a lot of people are interested in this camera, because people that have been following me since day one, they know that I've been always using the ZV-E10. So having that upgrade, seeing the changes that I'm doing and how I'm doing them, I think people are interested in that. So I'd like to ask you guys, what is it that you want to see as well from this channel? If there's anything in specific you want me to show you or talk about, or show anything about the A6700 or anything else, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try my best to get it done. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next one.